Es tan corto el amor y tan largo el olvido. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidar tus besos? Si cuando los recuerdo me dan ganas de besar otra vez. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidar tu cuerpo? Si cuando lo recuerdo me dan ganas de tocarte otra vez.
This is not a test.
Es tan corto el amor y tan largo el olvido. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidar tus besos? Si cuando los recuerdo me dan ganas de besarte otra vez. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidar tu cuerpo? Si cuando lo recuerdo me dan ganas de tocarte otra vez. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidarte? Si cuando intento recordarte solo puedo acordarme lo bueno que fue tenerme cerquita de ti, tocarme esa boquita, hacer estos ojitos brillar como la luna sobre el mar, como los peces al nadar, como las notas al sonar. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidar tus besos? Si cuando los recuerdo me dan ganas de besarte otra vez. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidar tu cuerpo? Si cuando lo recuerdo me dan ganas de tocarte otra vez. ¿Cómo hacer para olvidarte? Si cuando intento recordarte solo puedo acordarme lo bueno que fue tenerte cerquita de mí, tocarme esa boquita, hacer estos ojitos brillar como la luna sobre el mar. Veces al nadar y notas al sonar, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 Probablemente cuando vuelvas a mí no volveremos a sufrir, lo lograremos hasta el fin, nos sentaremos en el pasto a cantar. Es tan corto el amor y tan largo el olvido. It's like the morning time. Don't wanna wake up, I just wanna stay in bed. But if I'm next to you, I'm looking forward to just laying in this bed. Ooh, that never gets old. Promise you'll never let go. I don't want no one else, so we should be chilling back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So tell me that, tell me that. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am, I am. You know I'm the best I am. You'd be a fool to not take me as I am. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am, I am. You know I'm the best I am. You'd be a fool to not take me as I am. You're like the sweetest thing I know, like my favorite lonely song, and I need you really bad. Don't take me for granted, you'll be regretting it. Oh, I should be your last, oh yeah. Ooh, that never gets old. Promise you'll never let go. Grass ain't green nowhere else, so we should be chilling back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So tell me that, tell me that. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am, I am. You know I'm the best I am. You'd be a fool to not take me as I am. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am, I am. You know I'm the best I am. You'd be a fool to not take me as I am, I am. Feeling like yes I am, I am. You know I'm the best I am. You'd be a fool to not take me as I am. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am, I am. You know I'm the best I am. You'd be a fool to not take me as I am.
Is full of pain.
kissing you.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
Shout out to all the American Aborigines. Chief Ether's in the building. Aboriginal TV is in the building. The God of the Geechees is in the building. Let me get, hold on one second. Try. They saying I'm having an issue with DVD store.shop. Hold on one second. What's going on with y'all, gang? I think we got 29 people in the building. Top of the morning, balance of the evening. I know I'm late. Of course, y'all know life happens time to time. And you gotta pivot and adjust and keep it pushing. And one of the reasons I like, to let people in on so much of my life, because I understand that most people are in some form or fashion experiencing their own little trials and tribulations. And so I know in social media, niggas can make that shit look like everything is always all good with them. You know what I'm saying? And it comes off really fake and inauthentic. Ultimately, y'all know I got a big family, I got a big tribe. It's a lot of things going on, a lot of people, a lot of movement, a lot of everything going on, right? So at any given time, y'all already know, like shit with me can change, it can pivot depending on whatever the priorities are with me and my tribe. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. I appreciate everybody who is here tapping in, trying to see what's going on with DVD Store.shop. Let's see, it say it's live. Let me just, it say it's live. Okay. So let's see. Maybe this is the issue, tribe. Maybe this is the issue. What's up with y'all though? Everybody good? Let's see. Yeah, hold on one second. Let me do a little bit of coding back here. Let me do a little bit of coding back here and see if I can get this up while we still live and I don't gotta change it. Uh, let's see. Let's see. We're gonna get straight into the information as soon as I know that we live on DVDstore.shop. I will get to the info, talk about some shit. All right, let's see. Let's see if we fix that. Hopefully so. What's up, OG Wilmore Reed in the building? I see Namaste in the building. What's up, sister? Divins Clan in the building. It's still saying they got an issue. Huh. Interesting. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. Uh. All right, hold on. I gotta do this shit this way because they playing games. Let's see. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, let's see. Can we add this shit? Could we do it live? Could we say DVD store.shop? I'm getting nice with this shit, tribe. Like I'm letting y'all know. I'm powering up, nigga. Oh yeah, we powering up. Can somebody go check dvdstore.shop for me right now? Just let me know if that thing crispy over there. I'm kind of hyped today, tribe. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of hyped. Um, it's one of them times, it's just one of them times that we all come to um in our realities, times of trials, tribulation, struggle. Hold on, let me see. My volume is low. You know what? My shit been low lately. Hold on. I've been saying that too. Oh, we ain't sent them out yet, mommy. Yeah, that's why. We working on we working on trying to get everybody in place that's supposed to be in place. We have oh shit. Hold on, child. Try to fix this for y'all. All right, let's see. Did that help? Mic check. Mic check. Did that help? Mic check. 1, 2. Let's see. Let me look at the settings. Let's see what the audio says. Let's look at what it says. I'm all the way up. Hold on, tribe. I don't know why it is acting like that. Wait. Let's see. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. It ain't looking like it's getting no better. That's good. That's better. Let me turn up my volume a little bit for y'all. All right, tribe. I'm gonna try to go ahead and knock this one out. I had this on my spurt. I had conversations about this shit. People always speaking on my folks. We are live on DVD store.shop. I got some new items that is available for purchase, and they are so low. We done got them to where you can't use your discounts on them. Tribe. I'm sorry, nigga. Shipping is handling is high. Motherfucking inflation. Nigga, like on these shirts, and these are brand new bloodline shirts. I believe that I did put them up. Or my wife put them up. I'm not 100% sure, but I did. I know I did put them together for y'all, and y'all know how this go. They gonna be up there for a certain amount. You know what I'm saying? For the certain amount of time, and then once they gone, and whatever price they go to, that just be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all capitalize on the opportunities when they are presented to you. Somebody said DVD is good over there. That is awesome to hear. So let's go ahead and get into some shit. Uh, so I had a conversation yesterday. I wish I had the audio to it. But basically it was same shit, different toilet paper. You know, are the Gullah Geechees African? Are they American type shit? You know what I'm saying? Um, and it probed, just me wanting to do a little information today. Also, I'm bringing the time machine back. I'm bringing the time machine back, but it will be exclusively on dbdstore.shop. And it ain't gonna be free, nigga. I think I'm gonna do time machine pay-per-views. And they will be able to be utilized, purchased exclusively on dbdstore.shop. I think that is my next step as far as information is going to go. Presentation is going to go. We're going to back to the time machine, back to see what we can uncover with the lies that is being told and the inconsistencies that is being presented. All right. So now, with all that being said, let's go here. We got 30 people in the building. What up with it? What's goody? I don't know why I ain't sure. Hold on. All right. So let's get into this. So Native American ancestry estimates in the Gullah African Americans. Consistent with early mtDNA and Y chromosome studies of Gullah African Americans, we found a small Native American contribution to the African American group sample in our study. Okay. We observed that Gullah and JHS African Americans had slightly higher Native American ancestry than 1%, 1.3, 1.4 had been reported in most African American groups in the United States. Okay. The discrepancy, they say, this discrepancy may reflect the fact that previous studies have often used clustering methods like admixture for estimating Native American ancestry proportions, which are expected to give underestimates when the proxy population used for Native American ancestry, which is typically Mesoamericans, is highly genetically drifted from the source population of Southeast US Native Americans. Okay, so what is this basically telling us, ladies and gentlemen? So, so what is this telling us right here? It's saying that so-called Gullah African Americans had a higher reported Native American ancestry than other African Americans tested, right? Now it says the discrepancy may reflect the fact that previous studies, now listen, have often used clustering methods. Okay, what is these clustering methods? Like admixture. Now, when they always talking to us about DNA, what the first thing they want to do? What's your admixture? What's your admixture? This is why they think everybody's mixed. This admixture DNA, right? Where you are one ethnicity mixes with another ethnicity, and then they create this new population cluster type shit, right? But for estimating Native American ancestry proportions, which are expected to give underestimates. right? So basically, they saying with the methodology that they've been using, right, with the clustering methods that they use to report and purport Native American ancestries, right, it's expected to give underestimates, right, when the proxy population, which is used for Native Americans, so they telling us right here, it gives us underestimates when the proxy population is the population that they're referring to as the reference population, right? These are the people that they claiming are Native Americans. Like these are the ones that they are testing these niggas against to see if they have Native American ancestry, right? Then it says the proxy population used for Native American ancestry. You get underestimates when you use the proxy populations used for Native American ancestry, typically Mesoamericans. So they using Mesoamericans as the proxy population and for Native Americans, right? But we know Mesoamerica is one of the most highly mixed places in America, right? But yet they choose to use Mesoamerica genetics to identify as America's haplogroups and shit like that, right? It says, but it's highly genetically drifted from the source population. So Mesoamericans are highly genetically drifted from the source populations of South US Native Americans. So what are they telling us right here? They telling us that them niggas in Mesoamerica ain't got the same genetics as the niggas in the Southeast. Now, that is an issue, considering that they claiming that the niggas in the Southeast, the niggas in the Mississippian culture, Mexico, the Yucatan, and all of these niggas was the same people. So how the fuck did they get genetically drifted? How the fuck did they get genetically drifted so far away from the base or origin populations of southeastern United States Native Americans? And then how come they don't use southeastern United States Native American as the proxy population when comparing niggas to them? They go all the way to South America. In contrast, the QPADM ancestry estimation procedure explicitly accounts for genetic drift between the source population and the proxy population and produces an unbiased estimate. In the US, only African Americans living in the Southwest US from the 1000 Genome Project had higher Native American ancestry than 3.1, right? So once again, they using these mixed people as the proxy population. So when you use mixed people as the proxy population, right? Or when you use a totally different genetic group of people as the proxy population, it's like you set in the deck so that you can get the results that you want to get, right? So based off what reference panel or reference population you use, you going and who you compare it to those reference populations, you're going to get different results. Understood? Now listen, it says this level of Native American ancestry is consistent with the historical records about the Native American slave trade. In the early days of the American colonies, marriages was permitted between Europeans, Africans, and Native Americans, right? Despite a 1671 law forbidding Native American slavery, Native Americans was publicly sold as slaves in Charleston. So there was a law forbidding this in 1671. Hold on, let's grab that real quick. Let's grab that real quick. So they say in 1671 there was a law. What law? Hold on. Okay, hold on. So it says Charleston is the seat of Charleston County and it was founded in 1670. It is the oldest and largest city in South Carolina. So in 1670, they founded Charleston. And then in 1671, hmm. Anywho, Native Americans were publicly sold as slaves in Charleston, and their enslavement by colonists was common until the African slave trade accelerated in the 18th century. Hmm. So they were selling, hmm. So they were selling Native American slaves up into the 1700s, is what they're saying. And 18th century, we don't know what part of the 18th century they even talking about. They just say 18th century. It says, in fact, from 1670 to 1720, more Native Americans were shipped out of Charleston than Africans were imported. Hmm. And where did they go? Where was those slaves being shipped to exactly? It says after the Yamasee War, 1715 to 1717, Native American populations, Yamasee, Ocheesee, Waxhaw, Santee, declined in South Carolina, and most of the remaining Native American slaves were apparently absorbed into the African community. God damn, what did they just say right there? I didn't even know that.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and they're carrying signs. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
I got questions. Goddammit, I got questions. So they say that the Native Americans who fought in the war ultimately were apparently absorbed into African community. Pulitzer 1999. Can I click on that? Where is that at? Google Scholar? PubMed. Am I able to observe this? Ooh, wait. So they say that all of them came from Siberia. Hmm. We're gonna get into this too. I think this is a one of the source references they were using. Let's see. Oh shit. Okay. So it says the offspring of Africans and Native Americans was called mestizos or musties, in contrast to the mulattoes resulting from union of African and Europeans. So what was the Indian and the European called? Anyone? Anyone? From the 1730s through the 1780s, newspaper ads proclaimed that 424 slaves had run away from their masters in South Carolina. As noted in 27% of the ads, a surprising 37% of the runaways were described as being light yellow or mulatto in appearance, and 19% of them were said to be musties. So 37% was mulattoes and 19% was mestizos. So that would be what, 56%? So 50%, 50. So the majority of the runaways, is it safe to say? I think 56 would be the majority. 56%, the majority of the runaway slaves was mulattoes and mestizos. Hmm. Interesting. The cultural influence of Native Americans are reflected in Gullah crafts. Wait a minute. The cultural influence of Native Americans are reflected in Gullah crafts, but I thought all their crafts was African. I thought all they, I thought that all these things, everything Gullah is African. That's what I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Colonial ware boat building techniques and decoction of healing herbs used to cope with illness. So they saying that the Gullahs crafts their boats, their boat building techniques, and the way they use herbs to cope with illnesses, that's all indigenous shit. So they got indigenous crafts, they got indigenous boat building techniques. They use the herbs to heal like the indigenous do. They have all that knowledge. They got an indigenous name. Hmm. Further support for Native American admixture in the South comes from the several socially distinct communities with European, African, and American Indian ancestry that have persisted to this present day. Brass ankles and Turks in South Carolina. The brass ankles. In summary, historical, ethnographic, and mtDNA and Y chromosome data, a Native American contribution to the Gullah, and this contribution is confirmed by our genome-wide data. To aid with the interpretation, the proportion of ancestry that comes from male was estimated under a simple model in which, in a population with equally many females and males, I mean X chromosomal admixture fraction is a linear combination of female and male admixture parameters with coefficients 2/3 and 1/3 respectively. We found evidence of patterns of sex bias gene flow in gullahs consistent with the reported higher male European uh, and female African contributions in the US African Americans. It says the evidence for sex bias admixture also is in agreement with the smaller European paternal ancestry of African Americans in South Carolina relative to the other North American and Caribbean groups reported in large Y chromosome studies. The decrease in European ancestry on the X chromosome might imply a simultaneous European male bias and African female bias, which is consistent with increased frequency of sexual interaction between European males and African females. And then, of course, they hit you with the, all that little shit right there. So basically, I think what they saying is the reason that these niggas is coming out with this certain genetics, right, is because they was saying that our women was fucking on these honkies in whatever respects or how they was getting fucked on. And this is how you got the gullahs, right? Like the most non-mixed niggas that I see, goddamn it, other than like the Haitians, which is still the Geechees, the motherfucking Mississippi niggas is still Geechees. Like I just don't know where they get this white daddy Y chromosome from. But anywho, let's get into some other shit. So Indian slave trade in the American Southeast. Native Americans living in the American Southeast were enslaved through warfare and purchased by European colonists in North America throughout the 17th, 18th, and 19th century. Well, let's get back to this shit. This is Indian slave trade in the American Southeast. Okay. What else are they saying is happening between the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th motherfucking century? Do anybody know? Can anybody fucking help me out over here? Do anybody know what they say was happening in the 18th, 17th, 18th, and 19th century? Anyone?
Stack that bitch up, Mike.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized.
Stack that bitch up, Mike.
Yeah.
That bitch up, Mike.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Realize. Yeah, slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even if
We got 53 people in the building. Can I get a like check? Share the video out one time for me. Support the channel if you enjoying today's stream. I ain't gonna be with y'all too long. I'm gonna drop some shit. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work. So it says Native Americans living in the American Southeast were enslaved through warfare and purchased by European colonists in North America throughout the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, as well as held in captivity through Spanish organized forced labor systems in Florida. Okay? Emerging British colonies in Virginia, Carolina, later North and South Carolina, and Georgia imported Native Americans and incorporated them into chattel slavery systems. Man, come on with this shit, dude. Stop fucking playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me. Like what else do you niggas want? Like I don't understand. Like what do they want? Like what else do you need to see? Yeah, Auntie, I had an issue, but I'm here now. Hold on, let me drop the link for you, Auntie. You want to come cook with me? Cause I'm cooking today. These niggas is like y'all ever known with like y'all can feel when spirits be trying to fuck with you and shit and like stop your grind, stop your shine, stop you from getting to the shore. My daddy always say it gets rougher when you get closer to the shore, goddamn it. So like I'm always motherfucking looking to persevere and pivot. You know what I'm saying? That's something that me and my wife, we always manifest on perseverance and prosperity, patience and peace, health, wealth, and abundance. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, no matter how I get hit, get tripped up, I'm definitely coming. Goddamn it, I'm always coming. Shout out to Guy Johnson. What's up, Tribe? What's up, ADOTS? What's up, Enots? What's up with y'all? Sherlock, homie. Nami in the building. MLO. Roger W. Black Wild Indian. What's up, Tribe? OG Wilmore Reed. Talking with Tight Sam. PG. What's up, my sister? Divinely Didi in the building. What's up, gang? Y'all good? Carla Faye in the building. Divins Clan. Craig Lloyd. Sister Soul. What's up with y'all? Chi, Copper Tone in the building. What's up, Tribe? Bronze. Everybody all right? Karima Shabazz, Adam Real in the building. Exit in the Paradigm. 360 Copper. Y'all good? Hold on, right quick. Let's see. Shit acting funny. Like, I'm trying to goddamn let. Like, oh, okay. I'm trying to let Auntie on. They tweaking. What's
Salute,
going on,
nephew.
Auntie? What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing much. What I done miss?
What did I miss? What did I miss?
I
Oh
thought
man.
you weren't going live, so
Going
I was
live,
like,
so I was
okay.
like, okay.
Yeah, you ain't missed much. I've been like into the information about 20 minutes. You ain't missed much. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
the Indian slave trade in the American Southeast. That's what I'm talking about. Right.
Okay, now I
This
got some
Okay,
stuff
and I
to
got some
go
stuff to go
with that.
with that.
so this is what I just read, Auntie, and you can jump in whenever you want. It says Native Americans living in the American Southeast were enslaved through warfare and purchased by European colonists in North America throughout the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, as well as held in captivity through Spanish organized forced labor systems in Florida. Emergent British colonies in Virginia, Carolina, and later North and South Carolina and Georgia imported Native Americans and incorporated them into chattel slavery systems. How you feel about that?
Well, according to
Well,
their
according to
history,
their history,
they was
they
enslaving
was enslaving the niggas.
See, that's what I'm saying. 17, 18, and 19 is the heart of the transatlantic slave trade, is it not?
Yep.
Yep.
Like 17th century could be their 1619 story, basically, because that's 1600. So, so once again, you got Native Americans, as they call them, or American Indians being purchased by European colonists in North America, right? It didn't say this, not even talking about the ones that they sent out to other places. This just talking about in North America, in the American Southeast. So for what's this, 3 centuries, they was enslaving Native Americans in the South and they were selling them on slave auctions. Ironically, at the same time, they bringing Africans in and enslaving them in the same system, I guess.
I got something that goes with that because I wanted to do a live on it, but I was like, I need to dig a little bit more. Uh, when I was, you try to Google shit. Once you hear shit, you go Google it just to see is it COINTEL. Like you said, that was in the 17th century, and it says right here. I Googled before Negroes was classified. I said before Negroes was classified as Negro, what was they? It says the 17th century colonial America. The term Negro has also had been also, according to one historian, used to describe the Native Americans. John Benton O'Neill, the Negro Law of South Carolina in 1848, stipulated that the term Negro is confirmed to slave Africans. Of course, you know who they try to say. The ancient Barbers and their descendants. And it goes on. Okay, hold on. Okay, Negro. Color of the most polite word for an African American. At the time when blacks was considered more offensive in the 17th centuries, colonial America, and also according to one historian, again, to describe the Native Americans. But it goes on to say that they was president. Hold on. I'm going to pull that one up.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? So now we got Native Americans being enslaved in the Southeast in chattel slavery, and we got them being called Negroes. And then we got a law that says that at some point they made all Negroes Africans. No, is that what you just said?
Yep.
And that's what I was reading earlier with this one right here. Hold on, let me see if I can get it back up. When it was saying, look at this. It says, oh yeah, this is what you missed earlier too, Auntie. So it says, It says in early days of the American colonies, marriages were permitted between European Africans and Native Americans, despite a 1671 law. This is what I read on TikTok that time, right? Native American slavery. Native Americans were publicly sold as slaves in Charleston, and their enslavement by colonists was common until the African slave trade accelerated in the 18th century. Now they saying, like right here, like it kind of phased itself out, but then we just go here and it says no, they were still rocking in the 18th and the 19th century, right? Now this is what I found interesting. They said 37% of the runaways were described as being light, yellow, or mulattoes in appearance, right? And 19% were said to be musties, or what they call mestizos. So 37 and 19 is 56%, which is the majority. So from what they saying here from the 1730s and 1780s from the newspaper ads, majority of the runaway slaves was mulattoes and mestizos.
Yeah,
According to what they're saying.
Yeah. And
now check this out. Now check this out. They say that the Gullah Geechees is African, right? That's what Backwater Geechee be working so hard to try to get to convince everybody. But check this out. It says,
who said it?
You know, Backwater Geechee. You know,
yeah.
Man, I don't know if you was over there yesterday. Boy, I was over there cooking their ass yesterday.
No, I wasn't. When we was over there Friday.
Oh no, you was still live. You still live. That's what it was. You was still live yesterday. I thought you might have been done. I came back and you was still live. I was like, damn, Auntie that missed. But yeah, I was over there on Josh Live because they was talking big shit. So I went over there to put them niggas' mouths in my pockets. you know, started presenting shit, and
Yeah,
they brought 16 niggas up there to talk to me and shit like that. But anyway, here's another little tidbit they can use. Look, the cultural influence of Native Americans are reflected in Gullah crafts, colonial wear, boat building techniques, and healing
Yeah.
of herbs used to cope with illnesses come from the Native American culture, right? So, like I was saying earlier, they want us to believe that the Gullah Geechees, right, ain't got no native influence or no native culture at all. They don't even say shit about American Indian culture when it is reflected the Gullah Geechees. They act like that shit is all Mende, Timbe, and all them other motherfucking ethnic groups and shit like that they motherfucking be lying about. But then the boats you bitches built is goddamn Native American. The herbs you niggas use to cope with illness, how the fuck? All that's indigenous shit. Nigga, the name you use is an indigenous name, and we supposed to believe that you motherfuckers ain't motherfucking indigenous? Like what? So jumping back to where we were.
They was the great headhunters, and they reason why we're part of nations is because they took us in and they adopted us. They adopted the great Negroes, and you know they had us as slaves at one point in time, which you know we know all to be lied. I got another one right here, nephew. It says between 1838 to 1917, the Western European government allowed the planters in the Caribbean to import estimate of 500,000 Indian indentured servants from, they say India, but we know where they come from, to work on their plantation to Iraq. Because we remember back then, there wasn't even corn India. They just got corn India. That they're not even corn India. Really, it's a corporation over there operating on their land. So in 1838 and 1917, and you go and look up when was that land over there coined. I think it was like 1947 or something like that. I got it. I just say it's always in my phone. But it's saying that they imported an estimate of 500,000 Indian indentured servants to work on their plantations. And these arrivals in indentured laborers in direct response was so-called labor shortage emerging from the slave, after the slave emancipation. Check that out. Okay. From the slave emancipation. Remember, we wasn't enslaved. They had to let the plantations go.
So
Go ahead.
It says after the Native Americans were incorporated, listen, Native Americans and incorporated them into chattel slavery systems. Does that ring a bell? Incorporated them into chattel slavery systems. Sound familiar?
Real for me.
Where they intermix with slaves of African descent. So now they saying these natives, right, who was being enslaved from 17th, 18th, and 19th in the British colonies and in the Spanish colonies, right? They was already being enslaved before Africans was being enslaved. And then at a certain point, they just started intermixing with the African slaves who would eventually come to outnumber them.
What?
Wait a minute. The settlers' demand for slaves affected communities as far west as present-day Illinois and Mississippi River, and as far south as the Gulf Coast. European settlers exploited tens of thousands of enslaved Native Americans outside the region of New England and the Caribbean. Natives were sometimes used as laborers on plantations. I don't remember seeing them niggas there though.
Not on none. You see Caucasians on the pictures, but we don't see no natives.
Or as servants to the wealthiest colonist families. Other times they were used as interpreters for European traders. The policies on the
Wait a
treatment
minute.
and yeah, go ahead.
Read that again. And service. Read that again.
Yeah, it says natives were sometimes used as labor on plantations or as servants to wealthy colonist families. Other times, they were used as interpreters for European traders. The policies on the treatment and slavery of Native Americans varied from colony to colony in the Southeast. The Native American slave trade in the Southeast relied on Native Americans trapping and selling other Native Americans into slavery. Didn't they say that's what they did to your hunter-gatherer Bantu ass that was in the jungle? They just started snatching some old other Africans, just started snatching. Like, come on, this shit right in your face. Like, they got the same story. They got the same story.
How the fuck they got the same story as us?
So the white man tricked all the dark indigenous people to do the same dumbass shit.
Yep.
That's crazy. So this trade between the colonists and Native Americans had a profound effect on the shaping and the nature of slavery in the Southeast. While natives enslaved other natives prior to contact with the European settlers, how the fuck would they know that? Such native slaves were held as personal servants or to perform other tasks, not as chattel slaves. Slaves were of little or no economic significance for native societies. Following British settlement, a number of native societies armed with European firearms, which Europeans didn't make firearms, let's just be clear, oriented themselves around waging war to capture other native people, selling them into chattel slavery. Okay, so it's clear. Indigenous, the niggas of the Southeast were put into chattel slavery, period. At least that's what the story says, right? We know that ain't true. The Southeastern plantations that European settlers established greatly relied on the exploitation of enslaved human beings, with slaves comprising of key components of their workforce. The slave trade and warfare that facilitated it diminished the numbers of native peoples in the region and drove many other native societies to flee their homeland, breaking apart existing communities and eventually leading to a new map of peoples and ethnic groups in the region. Now, just listen to what that just said. The slave trade and warfare that facilitated it diminished the numbers of native people in the region and drove many other native societies to flee their homeland. We got any history of that? Breaking apart existing communities and eventually leading to a new map of peoples and ethnic groups in the region.
That sounds like
That sounds like gentrification at its finest, too.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so the structure of the trade. Y'all ready? Slavery existed in all societies worldwide from prehistory. See History of Slavery for global perspective, and slavery among the indigenous people of the Americas for information specific to that region. Slavery practices continued and evolved as Europeans came to North America in large numbers starting in the 1600s. So what they calling is discovering and founding, right, is actually just invading, right? An invasion. And so when Europeans start invading motherfucking America, slavery started allegedly, right? In many cases, the European colonists would trade with Native Americans, giving them goods and weapons. The Europeans didn't have it like that. Let's be clear. The Europeans that they talking about is them nigger Europeans that had been running Europe for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Those are niggas who had some shit. Those are niggas who was connected and a part of a civilization that was worldwide and probably had access to a lot of shit that them niggas didn't have access to at that time period. Like, for example, they saying they building monumental structures at these time periods, yet these niggas is on horse and buggy. Now they acting like they got machine gun pistols back then. Like, stop the bullshit. You niggas was shooting muskets in the 1800s, nigga. So stop with the whole, oh, they had the musket and like, stop with that bullshit ass lie. Any fucking military weapons expert knows that, goddamn it, the musket could not have stayed in the same configuration for 200 to 300 years in a bustling fucking innovative society. Okay, I'm gonna just let you know that, nigga. You don't shoot the musket in the 1500s, bitch, and still be shooting them at each other in the 1800s, yet you're building motherfucking structures and stone and shit that you can't build today. Like, stop the cap. So, with all of that being said, the capture... Oh, come here for a second. Okay, mic check. Can y'all hear me? Mic check. 1, 2. Can y'all hear me? Let me get some ones in the chat. Make sure we still can be heard.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I had to do something real quick. All right, so they captured Native Americans. The captured Native... Wait. I don't even think I'm up here. I think I'm up here. In many cases, European colonists would trade Native Americans, giving them goods and weapons, such as flintlock muskets, in exchange for beaver pelts and Native people to be sold into slavery. One of the first groups to set up agreements was the Westos, or the Reichenherr. The what? This sound like, look like German, nigga. What is this? The Reichenherring? The rich Riche Arikans. Wait, the Richerians, the Richerians, I guess, who originally came from the north into Virginia, are said to be descendants of the Erie people. After an attempt to end the agreement, the Savannah people filled the role previously held by the Westos, and eventually the role fell to the Yamasees and the Creeks. Interesting. The captured Native Americans was brought to the Carolina colony to be sold, and were often then resold to the Caribbean, where they would be less likely to escape. Hello, Blackbirding, anybody? Or were resold to one of the other 13 British colonies of North America. So literally the whole slave story that they showed y'all niggas, it literally happened to Native American people. That's what they say. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? Am I missing something here? So
no, you're not. That goes. Well, what I just read about them taking over 500,000. That goes hand in hand.
Hold on, we're gonna take a quick 60 seconds. I'm gonna come right back, tribe.
Your smile
let the melanin show. Such a beautiful glow. I wanna put my Drake 2000 in your love below. I usually switch them up every season or so. Pretty brown round. I like it when you come around. You know how I get down. We can skip town, take you to exotic beaches. Let the sun hit you and look at your exotic features. My Empress love thing, we go together like yin and yang. Ride or die, we got our own gang. Me and you loving this shit. She knows she my number one pick. She ride stick and don't need a learner's permit. We in our zone when the runs get lit. Cause I know you feeling me. You like how my spirit's free and how we build with the same energy. Drake Cobbs and you know I keep it low key. One hit of this pipe, they turn into a dope fiend. It's 10 toes down. When you around, you know how we get down. Yeah.
Your eyes are love. Your smile can't disguise.
Be my Mississippi and just flow with me. I give you parts you can only see. I wish the younger me was in tune with the older me. We right where we supposed to be. I just want to embrace you. Whole world trying to trace you. American God is your image all over the planet. The definition of organic. Your body is a work of art like Chichen Itza. It's copper color, it's nice to meet you. She says she Cherokee, wear a feather in her hair. And I'm right there, it's quite clear. Me and you together with Spark Fest. It's you and ITY in the universe intertwined. Causing eclipse like when the sun and the moon align. Now that's power divine that can light up the whole skyline. Your touch, your kiss, it gets me every time. Empress, you stay on my mind. You know you one of a kind because when I shine, you shine. It's nothing like the American Indian Empress. You one of a kind.
Your smile can't disguise.
All right, tribe. So they just gave us the story of the Indian tribes capturing the other Indian tribes and selling them into slavery. And we just got that story. So we got the story of niggas were sold into slavery by Indians were sold into slavery by other Indians and were sold out of the port of Charleston, which they're saying is the biggest slave port in the South, where they brought the most Africans in and where they sold and moved most of the Native Americans. That's very ironic. That don't something don't add up to me about that. Something just ain't adding up. Let me drop the link one more time. All right, so it says the trade of slaves was not very self-sustaining, was not a very self-sustaining venture. Either the native population was being wiped out, and those who were not being killed or captured became the captors. Interesting. And as the population of natives available for capture dwindled for the captors, began to fall into debt with the colonists who they were trading with, This debt and frustration began the Yamasee War of 1715, which will ultimately be one of the factors that led to the demise of the trade systems in the Carolinas. Interesting. Once again, so this is some, they just telling all of it right here. They're just saying exactly what happened, I guess, huh? So British colonists in the colonies of Virginia, Carolina, and Georgia imported enslaved indigenous people as workers during the 17th and 18th century. The Carolina colony became a major exporter of enslaved Native Americans to other colonies, including those of New England and the Caribbean. Really? So familiar. It's this is just so familiar. Just seems like the south. Wait. The southern colonies were known for their use of slavery to keep large plantation economy rolling. I think that's running. I'm sorry. It is usually assumed that all the slaves were from Africa, but Native Americans were also frequently enslaved. It even says it right here. It is usually assumed that all slaves were from Africa, but Native Americans were also frequently enslaved. Like, goddamn, like what are they telling us right here? Like, what are they telling us? What are they
This
telling
what
us?
lets you know that they don't know no history. They just be over here online talking shit because you ain't never heard not one of them talk about being enslaved. They said they are they enslaved the people. We ain't never heard that. On now, I heard come on and say, they enslaved us, but they were shipping us out of here, and that's because y'all been listening to us, because that wasn't what your talking points was. They literally find out shit from us so they can go have talking points, and still, even with their talking points, they don't know the whole story of it.
I don't know what's taking so long for them to make my. I have to hit my mic button like 4 times for me to come off my mic. So if I'm like late, that's what it
It
is,
was
y'all.
doing that to me yesterday.
Yeah, like it's like frozen and shit over this motherfucker. We got 57 people in the building. I appreciate if y'all bang that like button, share the video out, support the channel if you're enjoying today's stream. So most it is usually assumed that all slaves were from Africa, but Native Americans were also frequently enslaved, and in some cases were used more than African slaves. Wow. Why don't we never get this part of the story? Nah, you niggas is all just Mende and Timbe.
Because the Native Americans are really that American Indian that was reclassified to Native American because that's where they hiding yet.
And it's literally like kind of telling that story almost, right? They incorporated these people into a chattel slavery system. What type of slavery, what type of system y'all think y'all in right now? So the Native American slave trade in the colonial Southeast was brought to its peak with the use of European weapons as well as trade by natives of natives in exchange for ammunition for weapons as well as European goods, because you know the Europeans had all the goods, right? They had all the goods at that time, you know, coming out of that piss shit and squalor and Black Death and shit with no names and shit.
What do they have besides diseases? They have nothing else.
They apparently they was trading something of value back then. So it says, however, the involvement of the natives in slavery of the other natives was not a model that would be able to sustain itself for very long. And the depletion of resources, Native Americans in this sense being the resource, coupled with the Native American revolts, including the Yamasee War 1715, would effectively become one of the factors that led to Native Americans no longer being the primary race enslaved in the colonial Southeast. So basically what they saying is the niggas got the whooping on their motherfucking ass. And they was like, you know what? I don't think we should do slavery like that no more. This is bad. Is that what I'm hearing? So trade between Carolina colonists and native peoples was the core feature of the Carolina colony from its founding in 1670s to early 1700s. European colonists offered weapons, alcohol, and manufactured goods in exchange for animal skins and Indian slaves. So these niggas were so damn dumb, they were selling peoples for goddamn liquor. Why didn't you just...
I heard they were selling people for goddamn loaves of bread.
These niggas was some dumbass natives, weren't they? It was primitive as shit, right? They didn't know no better. They didn't even know how to equate value, apparently, because don't sound like they got an even trade. It says Charlestown, later Charleston, became a major port for exporting enslaved Indians. The profits from their trade allowed the Carolina colony to set up its plantations, which mainly produce rice, indigo, and bringing with it African slaves who would then work the plantations. Wow. Interesting shit. Historian Peter H. Wood found that by 1708, South Carolina's population totaled 9,580, including 4,100 African slaves and 1,400 Native American slaves. African men composed 45% of the slave population, while Native American women composed 15% of the population of adult slaves in South Carolina. Moreover, the Native American female populations outnumbered the Native American male populations, and the African male populations greatly outnumbered the African female populations. That imbalance encouraged unions between the two racial groups, with many former slaves mentioning a notable Native American relative 1 or 2 generations before them. The unions also led to an obvious but unknown number of mixed children with African and indigenous bloodlines. Just listen to how they bruh.
But you will have a pan boo who argue about that.
An unknown number, huh? So where was I at? Oh, this trade involved the Westo tribe, who had previously come down from further north. The Westos were given goods from Europe in exchange for beaver and other animal pelts and capturing natives. Hold on, I lost my spot. Oh, capturing natives to be sold in slavery. Colonial traders encouraged their Indian trading partners to engage with warfare and accumulate captives. They lent their backing to the Stono War of 1674 and the Westo War of 1680. The Goose Creek men, a small number of planters who moved from the Barbados to the Carolina colony, benefited from this trade and offered large quantities of weapons to the Westos, the Savannah, the Yamasee, and Siouan speaking settlement Indians to facilitate it. Colonists and their Yamasee's allies went to war with the Tuscarora in 1712, defeating them and capturing hundreds of slaves. Oh, shit. I lost my spot. Where was I at? And then imported Africans. Their trade. Wait. No. I was down here. In the first decade of the 18th century, French traders living with the Kasakia or the Kaskia, Illinois, and the Miami peoples worked incited warfare to procure slaves for the Carolina market as well as for New France. Slavery, especially of Native Americans, was allowed in the legislative framework of the colony with the creation of the slave codes. The slave codes? Soon after, I bet if I click on that shit gonna look just like the black codes, but I ain't gonna fuck around. Soon after the creation of the colony as slaves, the natives were expected to hunt while the black slaves worked in the plantations. Oh, is that right? But the natives was black though. As trade with Native Americans continued, so did slavery of Native Americans. However, due to growing trade monopoly in the colony, some of the colonists, such as Henry Woodward, were trying to limit the amount of trade done with the natives. However, Queen Anne's War interrupted the building campaigns against trading and allowed for increased sales of slaves in Charleston. Escape was relatively easy for Native Americans as they knew the land, often were not far from their own people. The slave owner's solution to the problem escaped native slaves was to send them to work in the West Indies or to another 13 colony where they would not be able to escape easily. However, the Yamasee's War, which began in 1715, eventually ended the colony's purchase of Native Americans as slaves, making the colony more reliant upon labor of black slaves. So the Yamasee War made them stop enslaving Native Americans, right? That happened in 1715, but then we just read where it said they was enslaving niggas all the way up in the 18th century, 19th century. So the colony of Georgia was established in 1732. And its founder, James Oglethorpe, ensured that slaves was prohibited in the colony, or slavery was prohibited in the colony. However, 1735 law, which prohibited slavery, only disallowed the enslavement of Africans and not Native Americans. Where's my dun 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 when you need it, Georgia? So in Georgia, they wasn't allowed to enslave Africans? Is that what they say? Am I reading that wrong? I know I'm rolling the blunt. And I'm kind of like multitasking. Am I reading that wrong? So it's prohibited in the colony. However, 1735 law prohibited slavery was only disallowed for the enslavement of Africans. So you couldn't enslave Africans in Georgia. Hmm. And we know America didn't allegedly come into existence until what, 40, 50 years later. We know that Georgia was like the last colony. Just saying. Very interesting to know. Very interesting shit here. So in Georgia, you couldn't enslave no Africans, but ain't the Geechees from Georgia? Was the Geechees enslaved or not? I'll try to figure
Yep.
this out. Yep. So was the African Geechees enslaved in Georgia, or was the Native American Geechees? Like, I'm trying to figure something out here. Asking for a friend, ain't that what they say? Which one of the Geechees was enslaved? So
The natives.
some of the first Native American slaves in Georgia were those brought down with the Musgrove family of South Carolina. Historian Rodney Bain found that the reports of purchases of Native American slaves continued into 1738 and that Indian slaves continued to work Georgia plantations in 1772. The Florida, so when they seen them niggas on the plantation down there in Georgia, they just assumed they was Africans, right? Because if they go to other colonies, they got Africans, they got some Africans on them colonies, and they may have, had the higher numbers in certain colonies. May not. I'm not really sure because they lie so goddamn much. But either way, the Florida Peninsula was under the control of the Spanish Empire until 1763, when for 20 years it was a British colony. The Spanish taking over it again in 1783, prior to the British Florida interval. There was a period in the early 1700s during which Spanish Florida was a hotbed for the raiding natives from the northern Carolina and Georgia areas. Though they were left alone for the most part by the original raiding groups, the Westos, who said to be descendants of the Erie people, Spanish Florida has been heavily targeted by the later raiding groups of the Yamasees and the Creek. These raids, in which villages were destroyed and natives captured or killed droves of the natives to the hands of the Spaniards, who protected them as best they could. However, the strength of the Spanish dwindled and the raids continued. The Spanish and the natives were forced to retreat further down the peninsula. The raids were so frequent that there were barely any natives left to capture. And so the Yamasee and Creek began bringing fewer slaves to Carolina colonies to continue to trade. The retreat of the Spaniards only ended when the Yamasee and the Creek entered what would be known as the Yamasee War. So we got our see also here. It says see indentured servitude in the Americas, indentured servitude in Pennsylvania, indentured servitude in Virginia, Mississippian shatter zone. What is this, ladies and gentlemen? Describes the period from 1540 to 1730 in the southeastern United States. During the time, the interaction between European explorers and colonists transformed the Native American Indian cultures of that region. In 1540, dozens of chiefdoms and several paramount chiefs were scattered throughout the Southeast. Chieftains featured a noble class ruling a large number of commoners and were characterized by villages and towns with large earthen mounds and complex religious practices. So do this sound like some niggas who was in the woods beating on rocks? I think not. The Indian population in the Southeast decreased from an estimated 500,000 to 90,000. Yeah, because they turned them all into fucking Africans. Okay, so this is just talking about the Mississippian culture and shit like that. And that's all good. We kind of know a little bit about that information. Time is it, tribe? It's 10:12 in the building. I got to go ahead and get the hell up out of here. I got other shit to do today. I just wanted to make sure that I did give y'all a little bit of something.
All right, and if you
Yeah, I'm gonna hold what I got left for tomorrow's show. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream today. Hope y'all got something out of it.
all right, and peace, love, and light to everybody in the chat. Peace, love, and light, nephew.
All right,
Everybody have a
Auntie, we
massive rest of the
appreciate
day.
you. We appreciate your presence as always. Shout out to all the American
You
Aborigines. I
are.
hope y'all enjoyed today's stream. I'm getting up out of here. Hope y'all have a great rest of the day. 7 for 7 is in full effect. If you enjoyed today's stream, consider supporting the channel. Make sure y'all visit dvdstore.shop. We got some new shit up there. I'll see y'all tomorrow, gang. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Shout out to all the American